All right, so welcome back. Today we're actually going to test new software. It's 2021.36.8.8. It is FSD beta version 10.5. So the latest software. We're actually going to compare it to the drive that I did yesterday for 10.4. Definitely going to be a direct comparison of that drive. So it looks like it's pretty similar conditions too as well. So it's pretty sunny out, nice day. So hopefully we'll get a nice comparison between the drive on 10.4 and 10.5 and see what the differences are, if it does better or not. Here are the release notes. So just going through them real quick. Some new updates here, and the 10.5 updates. You can just freeze your screen if you want to read any of those. Obviously a bunch of percentage improvements on different things, so hopefully that'll equate to just a better overall drive. I do suspect it's still not going to be able to do U-turns, and we do have a U-turn in the route, so until they get that improvement, obviously we're going to have to continue to take over for at least any U-turn situation. So let's get on the road and see how it does. I'm not going to bother with the neighborhood driving again, because again it sticks to the center of the lane. I don't really want to bother people with that, but I am gonna try to let it go completely into the parking lot today, and if it's in the wrong lane, I'm gonna try my best to let it do what it's gonna do, and if it misses a turn, it misses a turn. I'm just gonna try to keep it out of danger, or avoid it bothering people too much. So I'm going to try to do my best on that, but to let it do what it's going to do. I'm going to set the vehicle on average again, because again I don't think it does any different between chill, average, and assertive, but I'm just going to leave it on average just to be the same as we had it on the last drive with 10.4. And one last note here: to do full self-driving beta now after 10.5 update, you do have to again opt into it and reset your stuff. So that is back on. The visualization was still checked, but not the full self-driving beta, so I had to check that off again. All right, so here we go. All right, now here's going to do the U-turn over here, and it has to get over into the left lane. Oh, squirrely. That was super squirrely, but it got it got over into the left lane. So got into the turn lane, and here it says unable to complete maneuver, please assist now. So I'll go ahead and take it off autopilot. It really needs to do a U-turn here, but as we know, it does not do the U-turn. So I'll just go ahead and do that for it. Again, the map data is wrong here. It thinks that there's a stop sign at that intersection, and there is not. So I just had to press the accelerator to get through that intersection. Last time we had some phantom braking here right when we were coming around this curve here. Wow, it did it again. I'm not really sure why it keeps doing that. It must be seeing something around that curve there, but I'm not really sure what it is. Alright, strangely enough, we have an opportunity to get around a slow person again in almost the same spot. That's incredibly coincidental. So for a second there, okay, there it goes. Seemed like it was going to get over into the right lane at the same time it did previously, but it did delay it just a little bit before it went ahead and did that. Did put on the brake a little bit too hard for that guy turning, but that's okay. It wasn't bad. Alright, slowing down there. I don't know why I was slowing down. Just hit the accelerator a little bit. I'm not gonna hit the turn signal this time. Even though it definitely should have been on. It turns on the turn signal after it gets in the turn lane. Okay. Alright, that was a nice smooth turn. That was good. So it completed the maneuver exactly how I was hoping it would. However, it just should have turned on the turn signal before it got into the turn lane. And here again, I'm going to let it stay in the right lane until it decides it needs to get over into the left lane to get into the turn lane, to turn left. My preference would be to just go ahead and get in the left lane sooner rather than later. I'll go ahead and do plus 5 miles per hour there. So here it goes. I'm getting all this traffic. So it is going to be difficult for it to get over in the left lane probably. But I'm going to try to let it do its thing. Right, now's a good opportunity to get over. It keeps flashing it there like it's going to. Upcoming lane change. So I missed that opportunity. Okay, now's a good opportunity because the person just got. Alright. No, go. It waited too long. Alright. It's gonna make it this time. Alright. Yep. Yeah, it definitely just makes its life harder. I mean, it really, if it had just been in the left lane that whole time, there'd be no problem getting into this left turn lane. But instead, it insists on waiting until the last, looks like quarter mile maybe. Alright, I still don't think it's going to turn on a blinking left arrow, but I haven't actually tried it yet on 10.5, so let's see if 10.5 will go on a blinking left arrow. My guess is no. Alright, yeah, so wasn't gonna go. That's okay. Just press the accelerator and it goes through. So, not too bad. Alright, here's this crazy parking lot again. People all around. Oh. Person crossing, but not crossing in front of me. Crossing behind me. Decides to... Oh man. Okay. Hey, it's actually doing what I think I wanted it to do. Instead of stopping at the stop signs and lines, it's stopping for people. I think it's gonna wait for her to get all the way across. Ugh. Okay, alright, go. Ugh, man. Alright, so it's super timid. I mean, it should be super careful around people, but I was going to be completely in the way if I let it just do what it's going to do there. Alright, so success. It was a better drive overall, I think. You know, maybe it was just because I let it do what it's going to do. because it did make that turn. Again, it did wait until the last about quarter mile, it looked like, before it was going to get over. And I just know that it's trafficy there, and so you just really need to get over as soon as you can, just to make it easier on yourself to make that turn. But overall, it pretty much was the same as 10.4. Again, this parking lot is crazy, so people, you really just got to watch out for people. And it seemed like it was just doing that is just waiting for people that were crossing rather than paying attention to the stop signs and the stop lines, because again, it kind of just went through like two of them. And admittedly, that's, those didn't make any sense because we just stopped for one before that, and it just waited for somebody. But I did have to hit the accelerator a couple times because it was waiting for people to clear the entire intersection. And really, if you do that here right in front of the Kroger, you're basically never going to go. So I needed to get out of the way for the people behind me, not getting really upset with me in that regard. But overall, pretty much the same as 10.4. This was maybe not a good test. I still have 10.4 in the Model Y. So what I'm going to do is actually try maybe another route if I can, if I get a chance to, another route with 10.4 in the Model Y, and then follow it up with a route in the 10.5 in the Model 3. And maybe we'll see some differences on that route. So far, I couldn't see much difference on what it was. There's so many variables though, that it's really hard to tell for sure. Overall though, the only interaction I had with the car, other than having to take over for the U-turn on this drive, was that I had to hit the accelerator every now and then just to basically let it know that it was okay to proceed. There's a couple times where it slowed down, and I don't really know why it slowed down. Again, it's just kind of being cautious on things, which, better to be cautious than not. However, one thing I really want to see is improvements on that phantom braking, because it seemed like it was a lot more prevalent here in 10.4 and in 10.5 than it was in 10.3. So I'll definitely check that again, on more of my drives, and see if it is still doing that phantom braking, or if these are just a couple areas where it actually is more cautious, because cresting over a hill and going on a curve, you can't really see what's going on there. So maybe it's just it's playing it safe for a reason there, possibly. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.